Hey Scizor Squad, it's Shingo coming at you with not a rank match replay. Today, we're going to be talking about Electrode Volleyball and how me and my friends went 16-0. Or I should say, my friends and I. So, I wanted to go over the strat we discovered. First, we kind of just didn't know what we were doing. And then we discovered, you start out level 15 with all abilities. And then we sorted out a strategy, which I'm going to go over in this video. And you can see here, we had 16 in a row. We lost one, lost two. So overall, we went 22-2. And I'll go over some of the losses as well. So we're going to start with this one. So yeah, hope you guys are having a good day and are ready for some funny content. So we really liked this mode because it's different. My friend Asim plays soccer, and so he really got behind this idea, and we were gonna rank today, and we just decided that this was just too much fun. We developed this strategy pretty quickly. You'll see that my Snorlax is only focused on defending. He's not focused on fighting. And then we have a auto attacker and another defender. The point of 𝗙𝗢𝗥𝗚𝗧 is 𝗙𝗢𝗥 can apply slow. So originally we thought we were going to use Snorlax to push them off of this zone, where you have to bump the ball back. We soon realized that's actually the opposite of what we need to do. We wanted Snorlax on this side, and so we run block, flail, full heal, and you just sit back here. You don't worry about fighting. You just worry about, panning the camera over, watching these Mons use their abilities. If there's a Blastoise on the opposing team, you're going to have to pay attention to when its Surf comes out. And so for that reason, I would run a full heal on Snorlax. So you have Flail if you need to run to the zone real quick. You have full heal for anti-CC, and you have block, which is also a form of anti-CC, but you can basically guarantee that you get a push. And so basically you're utilizing all those different effects to the best of your ability. And the only counter strategy, trying to find one here. How about this one, 3 and 2? We go up against an opposing Blastoise and a tree. And so a good strategy, counter strategy to this would be trying to push the Snorlax out. And we also developed a counter strategy to the counter strategy. And we would rotate the Snorlax to this side. I think I'm selecting my abilities here, which was that slight delay there. We'll speed it up to ×2. So the counter strategy would be not putting the Decidueye and the 𝗙𝗢𝗥 so far over here. We would pull them back over here and then make a triangle formation. But yeah, one of these games I did 0 damage, and it was kind of meme and troll, but basically I'm not spamming my abilities. I'm holding all the abilities. See, and when all else fails, I can alt and become unmovable, aside from another opposing Snorlax block. And so you see there that Blastoise successfully pushed. And now you'll see the Decidueye hang back. You'll see me manage my abilities better. And so I'm basically holding my abilities and only using them when I need to. The opposition needs to try to get me to use those abilities and then force me out of that zone when my abilities are on cooldown. And so the 2 losses, they successfully did that. However, as it says in the thumbnail, we did go on a 16-0 streak. The 17th game we lost. But we played several people over and over again, didn't change our strategy, just stayed with the same composition. I don't know that there's a better goalie than Snorlax. We kind of view my job, the Snorlax, as the goalie. And so I'm constantly panning the camera over, watching the ball movement, neglecting fighting, not fighting at all, just using all abilities to ensure that I get to bounce the ball back. The other 2 just apply damage and apply slow and try to create a win con over there. 𝗚𝗓𝗓 takes too much to take down, and so we can create some interesting situations. So we'll show one with 𝗙𝗢𝗏 here. You know, this composition went all in on like trying to destroy the goalie and us, basically all in on fighting. I'm sure that Miraidon's carrying a Curse Incense. You know, 𝗙𝗏𝗏's obvious what 𝗙𝗏𝗏's trying to do. And then they also have an Autoer. So the difference here is we kind of have a tank on each side. And I mean, they just neglect, they're just fight-oriented, so they just lose that first bump. As long as they're not harassing me, I won't move. Like, I'll just stay put. I might dance little circles. And as easy and as dumb as this looks, basically, the goalie's job is probably the hardest because you're going to need to observe their abilities, who can actually push you. You know, a mean look from an Umbreon could trap you if the ball is going to the bot side and you need to go to the top and you're down here, you could get trapped in a mean look. So you need to be paying attention to when that mean look comes out and then using Flail to avoid getting caught. I don't think the other 2 Mons around Snorlax much matter. However, you want some form of CC or slow, and then you need an Autoer to help shred. We'll go over... I think we had a tie where we actually won. See if I can find it in here. Let's look at this 1-0. So they got 2 defenders. They have the ability to push if they choose the right moves. I believe in this one the Mammo doesn't choose the right moves. He should have went high horsepower and Ice Fang. I believe he was the other. Earthquake and Icicle Crash. Go to ×2 again. So sometimes we can't make a win con on this side with the 𝗚𝗓𝗓 and the Decidueye, but that's okay. And that's what this match will show, the 1-0. So there is a 5-minute timer, and so we do play with that here. So the remainder 4 minutes we don't get another score, but you'll see I manage goal well. And so even though this is volleyball, you know, there's not a net in the middle, and so it does feel like a version of hot potato or soccer, right? The meow can't hurt me. And so I just don't like really react to it. See, I'll stay in here. It can't move me out of this space. So I just sit here and tank all the damage. If you're wondering what items I run, I was running Focus, Rocky Helmet, and Assault Vest. Again, you know, I think this is the match where I took 170k and I did 2,000 damage. So the 2,000 damage is from the Rocky Helmet, because I didn't even auto once. So yeah, again, if your block is on cooldown, you know, that's why I'm carrying full heal. I don't need potion, I don't need eject, I don't need those things. Full heal is good anti-CC. Yes, it's a long cooldown, but you just need to hold those abilities and then time the perfect use of those abilities. See, Mamo can't move me, so I'm just staying here. He can CC me, but I still get the bump back, so, you know, he's just... A lot of people struggled to understand this, and when they got to play us again, they had emulated some form of it. But yeah, we found a lot of success with this. And for the final one, we'll watch a game where we won even with a sim disconnecting. So a sim's game crashed, and he was forced into Cinderace. And even with a disconnect, and he had to close the app, reopen it, and then join, and we still managed to win this one. So you see him disconnected there. So right here, I'm just I know this Umbreon is very capable of trapping me, so I'm not really panic moving. You know, I'm predicting it's going bot or staying in the center, so I don't want to move too far off the center, but I'm gambling and guessing that it's moving either this way or towards the center, so I kind of position myself in a way that I'm ready for it. And so it's important to pan the camera over here and then watch where the ball is going versus like worrying about, like, I trust D to assist me with, you know, she would cue me if I needed to. You know, she goes down or I'm low health. But I mean, I'm watching my health, but at the same time, I'm more focused on this ball, the electrode. And again, that, you know, if a team were to count, I think the best counter here to this strategy is going to be like a Blastoise or an opposing Snorlax pushing. So we did even developed a counter strategy. If we saw a team emulating what we were to do, we would have switched the 𝗙𝗢𝗚 to defense and then pushed the Snorlax to offense and just flipped the script. And so yeah, I implore you guys to consider trying this for yourself. This mode is really fun. it's more enjoyable than I thought it was. Yeah, and it made for some memorable and funny moments with the Scizor Squad. They enjoyed this mode. We had a blast. We had a lot of people watching us live do this. So yeah, I do think it's important to assign roles, a goalie of sorts, and then to like one person who's mid. The mid person needs to be an autoer who can reach each side. So you'll see D straddling the center here a lot, and then you'll see a sim, you know, be the aggro. So you want an aggro, you want a center, and you probably want a goalie. Sometimes a little bit of luck works. You know, Umbreon's finally, you know, this Umbreon should have been over here, but I knew what it was. I knew what its win condition was. So, you know, just playing to deny them their win condition is important for the goalie to do as well. So yeah, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Kind of different. Let me know in the comments if you try this strat or what strategies you guys developed. And I hope you have a great day. God bless you all. I would like to remind you all that you are loved. And oh yeah. Smell you later.